All right, boys, OV17 with another video. Today we have some sad news. Well, I'm not sure if it's sad news. I mean, we're going to find out here shortly. Essentially, we sent this to PSA. We sent this to Newport Beach, California through United States Post Office. There we go. Here's the tracking on it. And yeah, so PSA refused it. And as you can see here, it says return to sender. It was refused. And we could, again, return to sender. And we could probably imagine why it was refused. So they sent me an email. It was a generic email. I'll kind of like post it here. And when I mean generic, it essentially said that, you know, the box was either tampered with or damaged, and essentially they don't want to take responsibility for what may or may not be inside, so they just ended up rejecting it. And so yeah, boys, so that's where we're at. It kind of sucks. There is 4 orders in here. There's a Man on the Moon vintage, right? That's in here. There's also the NFL special for July. There's like 4 CJ Strouds in there. No, 5 of them. And there's also what else is in here? Oh, Michael Jordans. There's, I don't know, like 28 Michael Jordans that were essentially a cross grade that I cracked out and prepped and cleaned, and I sent them over to PSA. And there's also vintage football, some O.J. Simpsons, and some few quarterbacks, Terry Bradshaw, Roger Staubach, and Ken Stabler. There we go. So there's 4 orders in here. I sent it through the United States Post Office. It arrived at Newport Beach, California, and it got rejected because of this here. So I actually packaged this pretty well. At least I think I did. I hope I did. Inside of this box, the 4 orders all are within their own bubble mailer. So we're hoping for the best. There is some water damage too in this box. I don't know, boys. We're just gonna have to get right into this and hope that these cards are good to go. We're gonna find out. In the United States Post Office, all this is recorded. So I'll get my insurance, maybe my insurance money if any of this is damaged. I don't know. So I'm trying to essentially not do any more damage than what it already is. All right, so boys, let's find out. Okay. Looks good. All right. I think we're gonna be okay. Outside of that, I think we're gonna be all right, boys. Like I said, all these had their own bubble mailers, and I had this foam, and look, it crushed, whatever it was, crushed this foam to smithereens. Look at that. Or maybe it got wet, or both. And I also used a bubble mailer down here as well. And then essentially I used the bubble mailer, I used the box. This is what I did, boys, I'm sorry. I got the box, put the bubble mailer, and then I essentially put all 4 orders in there separate from each other. And then I put these foam things on top is what I ended up doing. So when I found out that this was returned because of damage, I was slightly concerned, but luckily I essentially took the time into prepping this correctly, well, setting it in correctly. As you can tell, this is sealed. I want to say these are the Jordans. But I'm about to find out. This is sealed. This isn't sealed. All right, so these are the Man on the Moons cards. That came out. But the looks like the tape somewhat kept it inside. So what we're gonna do, I guess, going forward on these here. So this was just to help PSA pull it out. I guess we'll put that tape on there for them. But yeah, this was Man on the Moon. I think they're gonna be okay. So far it was just that one card that was out. Yeah, so essentially this one was somewhat out. It was about a quarter of the way out. So I guess that's good. And like I said, all these were essentially in their own bubble mailer. I usually don't, I'm not gonna lie to you boys, I usually don't take that much precaution, but I did in this order. And so, and really, I really did it to kind of help PSA make it easier on them to find these cards. All right, let's see here. So these are the vintage for July special. They appear to be okay. None of them are out. None of them appear to be damaged. Okay. And then what I also did is I put these, essentially the submission with the bubble mailer for each one. Because on there, if you actually send stuff to PSA, on there it'll tell you that, you know, essentially if stuff is out of whack or stuff is out of order, they could essentially just refuse the package and send it back to you. So I try to make things easier for them, and clearly the faster they could process your cards, the faster they'll come back to you. So these two are more essentially sealed pretty good. And so the first two were the vintage, yeah, Man on the Moon and the vintage football. And this one here, if I had to guess, yeah, these are the Jordans. All right, there's some big money in here, boys. I know like 10 of these cards are spent like close to $2,000. All right, so all these appear to be okay. Now, I don't know like if they're gonna be crushed, creased, you know, I just don't know. Maybe some corners got dinged up, you know, and now I'm gonna get a worse grade than what I should have gotten. You know, time will tell. Like all these were Gen Mint 10s from different companies. So these appear to be okay. All right. So everything so far appears to be okay. This is the last order. This one should be the football special for July. And there's some good cards in here. It's like we're doing a PSA reveal without the grade, boys. Kind of funny, kind of ironic. All right, so we got the Nico, we got the Stephon Diggs, came back a PSA. Just kidding, boys. All right, so really only one card, one of the Man on the Moon cards was essentially out of its protection slightly. Everything else appears to be okay. Like I said, I don't know if any of these were bent, cornered, dinged up, damaged. You know, we just don't know. Something crushed the box. I spoke with the post office today, and essentially I'm trying to make a claim tomorrow for the insurance money. However, they are at least gonna essentially not make me pay for the order to ship out again. So that's a good thing. Sorry if the video is kind of grainy, boys, like pixelated. Kind of recording at night, and I just don't have the best lighting. I don't like to record at night for this reason. But I needed to open this ASAP to see if the cards were still alive, if I even had cards to begin with. So, boys, I'm going to say that we're good to go. Essentially, there's 4 orders in here, and they all appear to be okay. It was just that one Man on the Moon card. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna repackage this, and here goes all 4 orders. I'm gonna repackage this and then go to the post office to get this sent in. What I did do, like all this paperwork was, I'll show you here, the submission date was like July 19th. And so like the football and the vintage stuff. So the vintage was a July special. This vintage was a July special, and then the football was also a special. So what I did do on yesterday, which was July 31st, like around right before midnight, I went in and I reprinted all this paperwork. And so now it would reflect, 7/31 of 2024, because essentially PSA has 30 days to honor this submission. So although you cannot essentially create a July special today on August 1st, if you created it the day before on July 31st, they have 30 days to honor it. And so I did that. That way it buys me more time to send this stuff back in. And then what I did do for this basketball stuff, for August, they actually have a basketball August special at $15.99 a card. So that's actually going to save me around $100 on these cards here. So I guess that's a good thing. And so that being said, I'll probably ship this out within the next couple days. And I apologize for the lighting, boys. I know it's kind of pixelated, look like it's in the 90s. This was recorded in the 90s, but I think y'all understand that I really wanted to see if these cards are okay. And so far, it just looks like maybe this one may have been damaged, but we'll still send it in. All right, boys, that being said, that's going to end it for this video. I appreciate y'all staying tuned for the update, and hopefully we don't get a lot of bad grades. If we get a lot of bad grades, then we know exactly what happened. All right, boys, thank you. Bye.